In 1979, I moved from North Carolina to the Bay Area, and quickly I was exposed to different cultures. I heard Spanish spoken in these streets of San Francisco. I studied flamenco dance, and most significantly, I met refugees who had escaped from El Salvador, and I listened to their painful stories. Something in me sparked 5 years later when I heard that in another Central American country, in Nicaragua, the Sandinista government, which had overthrown the brutal dictatorship of Somoza, was going to celebrate its 5th anniversary that summer. I was interested, I was curious, and then I realized I could go. I spoke with Dennis, my long-term mate, and we decided that our summer vacation would be well spent celebrating the new Nicaragua. We're on a plane in the early summer, headed to Managua. We're part of a group of North Americans sponsored by Tornica, a travel agency of the Nicaraguan government with an office right here in the Mission. We're excited. In the middle of flight, there's a routine announcement. All passengers traveling with a foreign passport, por favor, fill out the required entry form before landing in Managua. Gracias. I go to get my passport. I'm traveling with an expired passport, and I left my good one at home. Quickly, the two parts of my brain begin speaking to each other. How could you be so stupid? Calm down, Naomi. What about the airport agents at check-in? Didn't they see that I was carrying an outdated passport? Space cases, just like you. You've ruined your whole trip and maybe put the rest of your life in danger, traveling with an expired passport in a country with a new government. Oh, Dennis, I botched things up, but I'm working on it. Perdóname, Senor Rodriguez. I made a really stupid mistake. I've taken an expired passport and I left my good one at home. Oh, Señorita Puro, no te preocupes. Don't worry. We take up all the problems in Managua. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Oh. We land. I go through customs, and an immigration official looks at my passport. Señorita Puro, váyase en ese cuarto, por favor. Go to that room, please. Dennis asks if he can join me. No se puede. No, he can't. I'm in the room, waiting. A man walks in. I'm Bob. I'm Canadian, and we need visas to travel here. I went to the consulate in Vancouver. I filled out the form. I did everything on time, and my visa never came. So now I'm in a mess, stuck here with you. Oh, Bob. Oh, look. I see an immigration official walking down the hall. You know, maybe he can help us. Señorita Puro, Senor Bob, you are illegal. You cannot join your tour. We have a special hotel for you, muy agradable, It is very nice. And your luggage? It is fine. Locked up tight. Oh. We are at the special hotel. I have a room. Bob has a room. And an immigration official has a room sleeping in between us. After a most disturbed sleep, I wake up and I see sunlight coming in, streaming underneath the door. I put on the only clothes I have. I follow that sun out the door, down the hall, and then it opens up to a beautiful courtyard. It's a magnificent day, and there's a swimming pool right in the middle. I love to swim. No other people around. I can go in my underwear. Ooh. Oh, I come out feeling refreshed. And now, ready. Bob and I have to get down to business to join the tour. Fortunately, the hotel allows us to use the telephone. I make a collect call to my good friend in Berkeley and arrange for my passport to be sent to the American Embassy in Managua in 48 hours. Tornica, our sponsoring agency, nada. Absolutamente nothing. We cannot disagree with immigration. The American Embassy comes through, and a woman named Jackie. I have all your details written down. Now, are you and Bob able to leave your hotel and walk the 45 minutes to the embassy in this heat? Hold on, Jackie. Hey, Bob, can we leave? Let's get out of here. Okay, Jackie, we are on our way. We go out the front door of the hotel. There are 2 immigration officials, each one with a rifle over their shoulders. ¿A dónde van ustedes? Where are you going? Oh, vamos a nuestra embajada. We're going to our embassy. No, es necesario quedarse aquí. You have to stay here. Well, we need help, and we have to get it. Es necesario irnos. We have to go. Hey, Bob, is anybody watching us? Nah, they're smoking and hanging. Oh, good. Oh, it's getting hot here. Oh, but here we are. The American Embassy. Jackie, I'm so happy to see you. Well, I have your temporary emergency passport. And I've also made an accompanying official letter. You're going to be fine. Bob, I'm calling the Canadian consulate in Miami first thing in the morning. Oh, thanks so much. Bob and I are in a car being driven by someone from the American Embassy, taking us to the Intercontinental Hotel where our tour is staying. We get there, the tour is out, but they let me into Dennis Clifford's room, and I am very happy just to rest for a little while. Until immigration. ¿Qué pasó a la embajada? What happened at the embassy? Oh, here, I have my temporary passport. It's perfect. And an extra letter just to make sure. Oh, es necesario obtener un sello oficial. You need an official stamp on this passport. I don't think so. Sí, señorita. You and Bob must go with us to get that official stamp. Oh, Bob and I reluctantly get into the car. The car leaves the hotel, and it's going through what looks like the center of Managua. I think we should be stopping in one of these buildings, but no, we continue on. And actually, I don't know where we're going. We're leaving the city. It looks quite pretty. Greenery, and I see kids playing in a soccer field, and then a little further along, some chickens, and then we turn off, and the road is not paved. And I see a low rise of white buildings. And we get closer, and as we get out of the car, there are dogs jumping and barking, and there are several men in fatigues, and they all have guns in their holsters. And I say to Bob, I'm not staying here, this is a jail. No puedo quedarme aquí, I cannot stay here. Estoy enferma, I am sick. Necesito mi medicina, I need my medicine. Soy diabética, I'm a diabetic. No quiero morir, I don't want to die, I'm not going to die. No quiero morir. And I get back in the car. In a few seconds, the driver gets in. He revs up the motor. I left Bob. I feel so guilty. He's still there. The driver takes off, going to the Intercontinental Hotel. And when we get there, I lead him up to Dennis's room. Dennis, I'm having a diabetic attack. Get my medicine immediately. Quick. Dennis opens the door. He gives me a little white pill. I think it's a Tylenol. I take it, and we all have some quiet time. The immigration official and Dennis, they're looking at me like they're not sure what's going on, but we're all quiet and calm. And then Dennis gives me fresh underwear, a t-shirt from a woman on the tour. We had dinner together with the whole group, and then we get to have a lovely, relaxing sleep. Immigration! Yes, it's not even 6 o'clock. What's going on here? Señorita Puro, es necesario obtener el sello oficial, that official stamp. You never got it, but now you can get it at the airport. Es necesario ir allí para obtenerlo. You have to go there to get it, because you arrived at the airport. Oh, can he go with me? Ah, sí, señorita. Puede venir. Oh, we are in the back of the car. We are waking up, and we're going to the airport together. And then at a certain point, I have to go off with the immigration official. Dennis is still in the car. It's him and me, this official. I follow him very carefully because I think he's going to slip into one of these rooms on the side. But he doesn't. He keeps going, and he goes out the door, and I follow him. And there's my green backpack, which I'm very happy to see. And he says to me, Estás deportada a Mexico en ese avión. You're deported to Mexico on that plane. You're not gonna die. You're going to Mexico. And you speak Spanish. You're not gonna die. You're going to Mexico. You speak Spanish. You and Dennis were planning some R&R in Mexico after the Nicaragua experience. Okay. It's a short plane ride, 45 minutes. And we land. The announcements are made, and at the very end I hear, Señorita Puro, quédese en el avión. Stay on the plane. Stay on the plane? Stay on the plane? I stay on the plane, and the other passengers, they're leaving. I'm the only one left on this plane. And then, out of a fairy tale, I see a tall, handsome man, and he's coming towards me. He's wearing a smart navy suit, and there's an insignia of wings right there. And he comes up to me. Señorita Puro, lo siento mucho. I am very sorry. A mistake has been made, and you are to stay on the plane and come back to Managua. See, señorita, you're going to join your tour. I'm going to join the tour? Ah, sí. Por favor, have some pan y café with us. Okay. I do enjoy that bread and coffee with the staff of the plane. We take off. Another short flight. We land. I'm still not sure this saga is over. I am relieved, but I'm not sure. I no longer know very much. Until I see Dennis smiling, and I am thrilled. And he says to me, soon after you were deported, I called Tornica, and I told them, if you don't bring Naomi back today from Mexico, I'm going to speak with the journalists from the New York Times, the Washington Post, the LA Times, and several foreign journalists, all staying at the Intercontinental Hotel, and I will ask them to make a report about this deportation. He emphasized, it would be wise for you to bring her back. She came here because she supported the Sandinista government and wanted to witness the changes. Did his call bring me back? I will never know. Bob was deported to Miami. He went to the Canadian embassy, he got his visa, and he joined the tour that night. It was very helpful for me to recall that the years of 1983 and 1984 were the height of the secret Iran-Contra affair. Remember that one? Our government secretly sold arms to Iran and then secretly channeled that money to the Nicaraguan Contras in their attempt to overthrow the Sandinista government. Were the Nicaraguan immigration authorities angry because I left my designated hotel? I sought help from the American embassy. That embassy gave me a temporary passport. Did they deport me because they were angry at the embassy? Took it out on me? I'll never know. I know a few things, very few. I used my perseverance and I feigned a diabetic attack, which kept me from spending a night in a foreign jail. And my Spanish helped save me. And then I got to join the tour. I will never forget visiting un pueblo, a village by the sea that was preparing for its first ever elections. And what were they doing? They were imagining scenarios that they might see on election day. What if somebody came drunk and was staggering down the path and wanted to vote? What would they do? Pretty creative approach, huh? I am so glad that I got to join the tour and see the hopeful offerings that were shown by the new Nicaraguan government, and despite my own harrowing experience with immigration. Pueblo.